Welcome to the Mediacasting training course. If you're in this course, I hope you're excited to learn a bit about creating media over the next couple weeks, and also excited to get access to the media site, which will allow you to upload your media content and put it into your courses completely on your own. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to talk about is what the media site is and also what the media server is. So the media site is the actual web page that you're going to go to where you will upload your media files, and then that site will give you some links that you can copy and paste into your courses, and then when you or your students click on those links, it will access the videos. So the site is just the web page. Now the media server is the actual computer that we have that hosts those files for us. And server is really just a word for a computer that is dedicated to a specific task. So for example, the system has a server that's just dedicated to working on our email, for example. And usually a computer works a little better if it just focuses on one thing like that. So we have a computer that's just dedicated to hosting the media files like video and audio files and streaming them to the classes. So again, just to recap, the media site is the actual web page where you'll upload the content, and then it will go to the media server, which is the actual computer where it will live. So the next question then is, why do we need to use this? Why do we need to have a media server, and why do we need to use the site to get it on there? And the real answer to that just goes back to the fact that computers work better when they have a dedicated task, which is why people set up servers just to do one thing. So Desire to Learn is also hosted on a set of servers. Now we don't do that. That's actually done by the company Desire to Learn, and they have a set of servers that runs not only CCC Online's courses, but all of the courses across all of the colleges in the entire system. So that's a really big task for a set of computers to run all of those classes. So to ask it to also handle all of our video and audio file playback is a lot more to ask those computers to do. So that's why we need something like the media server to host all of those files for us. Now, not only is it better just infrastructure-wise, but it's also better for you because, for example, if you have a video that you want to put into a class that you teach every semester, or you're teaching multiple sections and you have a video that you want to put into each of those sections, if you're putting it straight into Desire to Learn, you're going to have to upload it every single time. Now instead, if you're putting it onto the media server, you will upload it through the media site, and then you'll get that link. And now you can just take that link and paste it wherever you want someone to be able to access that video in your courses. So you only have to upload it one time, and then that link is going to be good for you in any courses that you want to put it in, any sections that you want to put it in. So it's a lot more convenient just to manage your files as well. So really quickly, we're just going to talk about some ideas for how we can use media in our courses. And we're not going to get really in depth into this because there's a lot of great resources out there, and even some trainings here at CCC Online for effective use of multimedia in your courses. But there's just a couple situations we're going to look at and some ideas for those situations. And the first situation is if you are developing a course. So if you're working with the design team to actually update or create a new course, there's a couple ways that you can use media to enhance that course. And one idea is, for example, using video lectures. So instead of just having written text lectures, you could create videos that explain the content in that lecture to the students. Another idea is creating video instructions for students for assignments. So if you have an assignment that's maybe a little complicated, or you just want to deliver that information in a different way, you could create a video that explains what they do and how they do it. So anytime that you're adding a new way for the student to get that information, rather than just having it all in text form, if you're giving it to them in a video, something they can watch and listen to, it presents some really good opportunities for students to learn. So that situation was if you're developing a course. Now if you're teaching a course, there are also some ways that you can use media. Now obviously you're a little bit more limited here, just in the sense that you're not going to be putting up new lecture content or putting up new assignment content, because that's already in there when you get your course. But that doesn't mean that you still can't use media in some really great ways to engage your students. And one idea is creating video greetings for students. So instead of just having text in your news announcements, you could create videos of yourself talking to your students and telling them about anything that's coming up, and even just introducing yourself, so that you get that personal element in there, even if it's an online class. You could also create videos that show students how to navigate through the D2L course. If there's something that they need to find and they're having trouble, you could do that for them. Or you could show them how to navigate through specific internet sites that they may be using. So there's a lot of really great ways that you can engage your students by creating videos to communicate with them rather than just using text if you're teaching courses. So finally, let's just talk about podcasting really quickly. And the reason that we're going to talk about this is because there's a lot of people that say, I want to do podcasting in my class, but I have no idea how, or I don't have the right equipment to do that. And I think sometimes that misconception just comes from the nature of the word itself, which says podcasting. And a lot of people think that they somehow have to get it onto an iPod, or they have to get it into iTunes to make that happen. And that's not necessarily the case. Really, what podcasting means is that you're just regularly broadcasting media and making it available to people who want to watch it. And so when you think about us creating videos and delivering them to our students on a regular basis, maybe it's just an update video that you do every week in the news announcements in your course, that's a podcast. That's regularly broadcasting media. It doesn't have to go on iTunes. It doesn't have to end up on an iPod in order for it to be podcasting. And so in order to kind of eliminate some of that confusion and get the focus back to the actual delivering media itself, let's say mediacasting instead of podcasting. So welcome to the course. I'm glad you all are here and hope you're excited to learn.